Okay. Welcome everyone. Good evening and good morning. um, we'll get started, and because in Australia we have ASM and Center Managers meeting in an hour, which we only found out about it, like last week. So couldn't be helped. So we will try to finish it on time, 10 o'clock your time. Doesn't matter if it's like a couple of minutes, but we will try to do that. Okay, so I, I feel like, we are a family already, because most of you will, um, you would have been attending our season 1 and season 2. So I hope you feel like we are a small family, that we feel really comfortable, because I feel that way. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be just like sharing, as you know, this it's not about learning about the company or things like that this season. It's a vision um, class. So I think it'll be it'll be good to just I'm going to be like just talking to you, like, you're in front of me. So what I'll do is I'll just share my screen. I'll just have to do it this way. Okay. Can you see the screen here?
Yeah, we can see it, Joe.
Yep. Oops. Great. Okay. So I'm sure most of you know that I'm not very tech savvy. So I don't know how to put together PPT at all. All I know is I can kind of slide uh, the, the pages and just, put it that way. So and I'm a very visual person. I like to see things, because if you're hearing, you might not get the information 100%, but when you hear something and look at the picture, I think it registers better. So will be a bit of interactive, because I'm going to be just, throwing some questions. And I mean, you can kind of think about it, or if you want to type in, that'll be great as well. Okay, so today's my topic was, how strong is your foundation? So initially I was thinking about, how your team has to be really strong to be successful in this business. But while I've been thinking about it, I realized it's not just about your team, but how strong is your foundation? How strong are you as a person, and your belief in Atomy? So I will start with a bit of my story, because um, some of you probably heard my story, but it's always been in brief form. So maybe a little bit more, because now we are friends. Um, so as you know, I live in Perth, in Western Australia. As you can see, this is one of the well-known beach, Cottesloe Beach, with this iconic. This is not someone's house. This is an iconic. It's actually a restaurant right by the beach. And if you type in Cottesloe, you will definitely see this, and the beautiful beach that we have. So I've lived in Perth for 40 years. So this is my home, and I've done my schooling and everything. And I met my husband from Melbourne. He came to Perth with his business. Um, and then, we made a home. Perth became our home until 19 no 2012, so 9 years ago, almost to the date actually. We left for Kuwait, December, I remember December 29th. So yeah, that's like 9 years, isn't it? And that was due to my husband's work because he's English professor. So this is another beautiful, this is the sea, the Gulf, and this is Kuwait. This is the iconic Kuwait Towers. And as you may know, Kuwait is a tiny little country in the Middle East, uh, bordered by Saudi Arabia, and Iraq. And it's very small. It's actually about the size of Perth, and the whole world lives in Kuwait with a population of around 2.5 million, and about 70% are expats. So people from other countries coming to work, and one of the richest countries, as you know. So we went there. Our daughter was only 14 at the time, and about 4 years ago, I had to bring her back to Australia to start university because she graduated from high school. And during the 5 years that I lived in Kuwait, I just loved it. I loved the lifestyle. Um, Unlike a lot of people think that Kuwait is dangerous, but it's really very safe. And the people are just amazing because um, they're from all walks of life, from different countries, and I really enjoyed it. When I went there, I didn't even know where the country was, but I'm pretty adventurous. You can leave me anywhere, and I will find a way to survive. And it was truly amazing experience. And the I always, looking back, I always think that there was a reason for me to go to Kuwait, and I say to prepare myself to do Atomy, because I went there and I ended up improving my Korean because my Korean wasn't good at all because people wanted to learn Korean, so I had to, brush up, and also ended up doing some interpreting as well for the Korean business people and the embassy. So that was one point, and the fact that I've met people from all over the world and made friendships with those people, and Acme being global company, it's just it was just yeah, amazing. I thought, yeah, that was the reason I went to Kuwait. Um, and it was just at the perfect moment in 2017 when I was in Perth for 3 months during the summer break. I got to know about Atomy, and it's something that I've been looking for many, many years because I've always wanted to do something, uh, regardless where I was at. And I was really not interested in working for as an employee because I knew the limitation. Okay. Right. So next one. Let's see. So this is my family. I've just got, we've got just one daughter. This is our Natasha, who is just turned 23. She's in Melbourne, and she graduated last year during COVID, and took her about 10 months to get a job. And luckily, she got a job with the AFL, which is Australia Football League, and just doing some the online work because she actually studied media communication. So I'm glad that she's safe because that is the first priority. Um, and my husband, he is at the moment and still in France, stuck in our home. And he's been there since February 2000, 2020, last February, when the COVID started in Kuwait. So luckily, this is why I'm so grateful that I found Atomy 4 years ago to prepare myself and the family for what was to come. Honestly, if I didn't have Atomy, I would be stuck in France, not being able to do anything. I don't speak the language, and our place is not in Paris. It's about 3 hours south of Paris in a country area, so not a lot to do. So I'm very grateful. I'm thankful every single day. So while we were living in Kuwait, we had an opportunity to travel every year in to within Europe. So this is Paris, as you can see on the left, and on the right, this is Istanbul, Turkey. So lucky, our Turkish friends showed us around, and then our Greek friend showed us around Greek islands, our Italian friend showed us around Rome. So that was the kind of opportunity that we had during the summer holidays. So the life was pretty good, but I always knew that, um, you know, because at the time my husband was working, I was not working at all. I just did freelance working. So the cash that I received was to basically pay the bills, the traveling bills, because I brought Natasha back to Perth twice a year during her school holidays to see my parents, because I didn't want to regret later that, I haven't spent enough time. So what I earned in as a pocket money, basically I spent it. So there was no savings really, but it was a really great experience and something that money really can't buy now. So I'm grateful for that. So this is why I've always wanted to have something, it's passive. So that's always been in my mind. So when Atomy came along, obviously the timing was really, perfect. I'm sure you've seen this photo before. This is uh, this is me. My skin was never good. I mean, people say, "Oh, you're Korean. Koreans have a beautiful skin," but I don't consider myself as like a Korean, typical Korean who's got beautiful skin, because I grew up in Australia, and as you can see, deep lines. Look at this neck lines, and never tight. It was just, not happy. I was never happy. And I was 50 then. This was December 2015. And I was introduced to Absolute when it came out, September 2017. So looking at the date, this was taken December 2015 when I went back to Kuwait with this set of newly released Absolute, which was brought by Gina Ryu, who is my upline sponsor, because she was in Korea at the time, and um, I was flying back and we met in Singapore. So I met Gina for the first time, and then she brought me this set. So I took it, I used it, and then this was the result. So I'm sure we have amazing, amazing products, right? Okay, so after that, from Kuwait, I was in Kuwait, my suitcase full of products because I wanted to share with my friends, and Australia wasn't open yet at the time, right? But I found out that being the original Korean, I could actually change my nationality with Atomy. So I flew to Korea to do that, to get the residency and attend Success Academy, November 2017. So as you can see, this is the Master Lee, and this is Gina. And Gina is in this room, hopefully, and I would like to introduce you to Gina later on. So met up with Gina, and this is Grace Kim, who is our Korean sponsor, and she just became Royal Master, and she is just barely 40. She's been doing the business with her mother. This is her mother, who's a Royal Master, Susan Yu, and we were very fortunate to stay at Susan and her husband's house in Daegu. They run a center there as well, and we spent about 3 nights at their home attending one day seminar and things like that. So this was like the first experience of what big Atomy is like, and this was in Korea. as you can see, this is a very, very rare opportunity, having dinner and having coffee with Masterly. I don't think this is possible now because there are so many leaders and successful members. So this is all great memories. 2000, so 4 years ago. And then the following year, this was May 2018, 2 months before Australia officially launched, because Masterly has been supporting us in Perth, and this was first unofficial one-day seminar that we had in Perth, and I did the interpreting for him, and as you can see, he's always happy. If you've heard his story, it's always the same, right? And then he says, Atomy is a big, big business, with his hand. And I had to copy him. So that was quite a good experience. I was just a sales master then. So, and then Australia opened, and these are all the achievers. You can see Australia, Gina. Gina is our first Star Master. And then we have Mimi, Sarah, Esther, Hannah, Royal Masters. And then lots of Diamond Masters. There's me there. And yeah, we had, see all these pictures. I was not part of this because this happened before I found Atomy. So imagine Australia. The reason Australia opened so early is mostly because of Gina. It's Gina's perseverance and what she did. Gina sitting here with Masterly and the president Kim and our upline. See, so a lot of Australian members, they kept going to Success Academy in Korea to ask headquarters to open Australia. And Gina's been doing a lot of like home parties just about every day with lots of people. And this is how country grows. And then the head office will notice that there is activity happening in their country, and then that's when they open, right? So this was the official opening in November 2018 in Melbourne, where I represented all the Diamond Masters. Who one's there? Who one's in the room? Who one's Melbourne Centre Manager also? And yeah, so, and this is like, I'm thinking now, I thought there is no way that this is going to ever happen now, because if you've noticed at Success Academy, chairman does not present. Have you noticed? It's always now the President Kim, So I doubt anyone will be presented this certificate and gifts by chairman in the future. I know, Mike, you are hoping that he will give you $1 million when you become Imperial Master. So I think you might have to ask him really nicely, and then he may consider. But this is something that I will treasure for a long time. And then 2019 May, it was a couple of months prior to our visit to Korea. This Atomy Park officially opened. Look how beautiful it is. It is in the country area, and just surrounded by green trees, because Korea is just 70% of Korea land is mountainous. So it's really beautiful. If you've been there, you will know how amazing. Not just the building, but inside as well. You can see all these all the buses. There were 130 people. I thought 100 people actually went to Korea from Australia, but looking at this picture, I actually counted roughly, and there are like about 130 people. And we had to achieve Sales Master to qualify to go to Korea, May 2019. And 60 people went from, oh yeah, that's about right, 60 people from Perth. and about 130 from Australia. So more close to half of the people went to went to Korea. And my goal was to take 20 of my members, and it's amazing. When I wrote down, okay, I want to take 20 of my members, and guess what? 20 people went. Or these are some of my members here. So we had an amazing time, and I I knew what it was going to be like, and I was excited to go with my partners because I wanted them to experience what it's like. Because for me personally, I didn't need to experience it to believe in Atomy because I already had the conviction. But I wanted this for my members, and they've really, some of them, because they've actually seen the company, the call my B&H, and see what it's like to be with other people and everything. It was just amazing experience. So I hope that this can happen in the future again for many of us. And so this was during the seminar, and we've got Judy here. See, I got to know Judy. This was at the early stage of our business. We got to know each other, and Judy's also in the room. Judy Tan, and yeah, and Dun Dun. I think Dun Dun's probably not in this morning, but Dun Dun also helps me out in the center. So I'll be seeing her in 2 hours. Right. Okay. Who can guess what this is? You can either kind of, type in or think about what it could be. This is a satellite image from the space of an area. And looking at this 2001, it'll be very hard to say what it is. But if you're looking at the one on the right, some of you may recognize what these are. Okay. So is anyone typing? Let's see. Oh, great. Yes, Teresa. Dubai, Palm Island. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So this is 2012. So like 10 years later. And this black part, this is the Gulf, right? This is the ocean, deep, deep ocean. And these are man-made islands. So this is Palm Jumeirah, which is in the shape of a palm, and all the homes are built there. And there is amazing Atlantis Hotel at the end here. Now, if you want to have a look at this one here, do you know what that is? That is actually called the World. Okay, this is the World Islands. 30, no, not 30, 300 artificially created islands in the shape of the world. And can you imagine how that can be created? Who would have ever thought of building something in the middle of the ocean? Crazy, right? But there is a man who is the prime minister and the ruler of Dubai in UAE by the name of hang on a minute, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rash Al Maktoum. It's a mouthful, so I had to look up. Okay, he is sure it's coming in. He had a vision in his head of what Dubai is going to be like in the future, because as you know, they have a lot of oil, but they knew that oil wasn't going to last, more than 100 years. So from oil-based economy, they wanted to change to, entertainment service industry based economy. And he wanted Dubai to be the best entertainment city in the world. And so the Dubai has really changed because of someone's vision. And it all starts, as you know, things happen, and it starts from one's mind. Okay, so when I looked at this, and I thought, oh my goodness. So what they're doing is they're digging the sand from the bottom of the ocean and making islands. And just imagine how much effort and time and money uh, will take to have that base, that foundation, right, for what was going to be built on top of it. So now it looks like that. And it's just amazing. It's when you see it in color, and all the buildings in Dubai. I mean, like 20 years ago, it was desert. It was just the sand. But now I'm sure you've seen lots of. If you've been there, you'd have seen it firsthand. And if you haven't, you can see a lot of images online how it has transformed. So this is the palms and beautiful houses. So you can see that this hasn't been built yet, but just imagine how much effort they had to put in to have that foundation, right? Right. So this picture also gives you an idea about what it's like now. This is how it looks, and this is one of my favorite places in Dubai. And this is the Dubai Mall, which is the big shopping center. And at the end of the mall, you have the fountain in front of Burj Khalifa. This is the tallest building. And once again, imagine uh, who's who would think about building the tallest building, which is, I can't even remember how tall it is. But imagine how strong the base has to be to withstand this kind of structure. So when it started, look at that, it was like that. There was not much around it. Okay. And this plays 6 o'clock at night. Every half an hour they play music, and they do amazing water show. It's just absolutely just amazing. You can sit around here, the restaurants, or stand along the bridge here, or restaurants here, and watch the show every half an hour. So one day, my daughter wanted to go to Justin Bieber concert. So obviously I wasn't going to send her by herself. So her friends were going, and her friends' family. So I took her there and let her go to the concert, and I was on my own. So I spent 5 hours here watching the show, and it didn't feel like 5 hours. So this is something that um, I would like to do with my Atomy partners. And I've shared this with many of my partners. And one day I know I'll be sitting there with some of them and really enjoying, what Dubai has to offer. So this is one. And look at that, from 2009 to 2019. In 10 years, how much has changed? Now, just looking at this, do you see a similarity? Can you think of something? Who is this man? We all know him, right? Our CEO, another visionary man. He started Atomy from what? From his vision, and it all started from his mind, right? And when did it start? Amazing, isn't it? Just a coincidence? 2009. And look at the growth that we've had in 10 years. 2009 to 2019 last year, we know that we've actually hit 1 billion US dollars in sales. And look at the steady growth. This is only possible because of the foundation that we've had, right? And then just this year, we've doubled. We've almost hit 2 billion. I believe we've done 2.2 billion actually. We've still got 11 days to go until end of the year. So you can really see the exponential growth. So this really tells you um, how strong Atomy is. And this is what I really feel. And I had the conviction from the start that this company is heading in the right direction, and that we need to be part of this company, right? So um, I really want to ask you, how strong is your foundation? How strong are you? And how is your conviction about this company? Because without that, it will not last. It will just collapse. Okay, so to emphasize that. Now, this is another something, back to more reality. And this was taken last month. And this looks like a construction site, doesn't it? This is something, it's happening in Perth. And, looking at that, it's just a pile of dirt. But what is happening? There looks like laying some sort of foundation, doesn't it? Now, through Atomy, I've been setting goals and having dreams and wishing for a long time. Like many of you have dreams and goals. And one of my goals was realized, and I don't know how, and this was exactly 12 months ago to the date almost. Obviously, this started from someone's mind again, a vision of building, residential. It's actually going to be a residential building. And although it looks like this now, even 1 year after I've made a decision to be part of this, and I have no doubt what it's going to look like because I've seen the images of what is going to look like in 2 years' time. Although it did not come, it did not start in my mind, but it started from someone's mind, and I could relate to that. And in 2 years' time, this dirt will be converted into 15-story, beautiful residential place that has this pool. It's like a resort style pool, and this is the rooftop bar, which is going to be on top of that dirt. And I'm sure it will come into reality. And I'm sure you've seen this one last week. Sherry shared. So when we talked about kind of this idea of us getting together, shortly after we came together online and made a group. We talked about it and then we set the date even November 23rd. And the reason is because we're going to have Mike's wife, Terry's birthday, 21st. So I thought, yep, that's the date. So we're going to get together on the 23rd. We're going to have a party. So, I have it in my mind. I know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have drinks on the rooftop, and then we're going to have dinner in this private dining room where I'm not going to cook because I can't cook. So I'm going to be doing catering, and we'll be sitting here having dinner, and then we'll relax in the lounge. So I have this in my mind, and it's quite vivid. So this is going to be the private dining room. Okay, it's quite big, isn't it? So the kitchen where the guy's going to be, cooking and then serving. This will happen in 2 years' time. Okay, now if I don't think about this, it will never happen, right? So I keep thinking, I've got pictures in front of me, everywhere around my room. And this has, this was possible all because of belief in Atomy. So why am I doing Atomy? Why not? What other options do we have? And the fact that we have this time duplication, which I always believed in about leveraging our time, and because we all got 24 hours, right? So we want to use the best system that's out there and just to use it. Company does everything for us. So all we have to do is just use the product and become the Atomy, you know, lover of the products. Convert your homes. That is the first thing we need to do to have that foundation, have the belief, right? So you've heard enough about using the product and sharing, and that's all we need to do. Okay, right. So coming back to this is what we need to do, right? What chairman is talking about, our life scenario, because without life scenario, there's no system. We don't know what to do, and we don't know why we're doing what we're doing. So it all starts from our mind again. We need to visualize, have what we want for our family now and for the future, right? So can't emphasize enough about life scenario. I hope you guys are going to think about this on a daily basis. That doesn't mean that you write life scenario every day, but occasionally, when you're feeling down, I do that. I just open and see what I've written down, and it changes all the time. And your goals should change, shouldn't be the same for months and years. That means we are not growing, right? So I hope you start having your dreams and continue to dream. Think about what you want to do, where you want to be. And I love traveling. I think I've done enough traveling, but I still want to do more. And I'm sure most of you like to travel, right? So among my other goals, traveling is right up there. And I've traveled. These are actually, would you believe these are my photos. I took this one in Dubai. Okay. I mean, Samsung phone is amazing. I just point and click or touch, and then it turns out like this. Isn't it amazing? This is Santorini. Santorini is one of my favorite places in the world. I went there in 1992 when I did a around the world trip, and then I've always wanted to go back. And I used to say, oh, I will go back there for my honeymoon. It didn't happen because we didn't have a honeymoon, but I did go back there with my husband and Natasha. So that's when I went for a walk, and then I took that photo. So that is Santorini, which most people will know about. And this is Paris. I think I took that photo as well. It was a cloudy day and took that. Now this one is Istanbul. I'm not sure whether I took that one or it was a photo, but that's Istanbul. This one I didn't take because I haven't been there yet, and I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I've always wanted to go to Maldives. Um, so it used to be, um, oh, I can't remember the island now. Between between Australia and USA, there's one. I can't remember now. But like, Maldives is somewhere that I'd really like to go. Where do you have traveling as your goals? If you do, where would you like to go? And how do you want to spend your time? I don't just want to go there and just to see, the iconic stuff, but I want to really spend times and immerse into their culture as well. And we can only do that if we have time freedom and money freedom, right? So I truly believe that Atomy can give you that if that's what your goal is, right? So start dreaming, think about it. So tonight, for you guys in the US and Canada, before you go to bed, think about your dreams. Where would you like to be? And then have a beautiful dream. And for us over in the West, in Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, in Australia, we are starting the day. Let's just have a beautiful day and make today the best and better than yesterday. And we can always improve every day, right? This one is the latest figures. These are the masters just this year. And look at how many new sales masters, over 16,000, diamond masters, all the way to crown master, 7 crown masters. And how long have we been going? We've only been going for 11 years. These are Crown Leaders Club members, which means they are earning 400,000 US per year. That's a half a million Australian. Look at some of these people. They're young and they've achieved this success in a relatively short time. But imagine the foundation that they've built when they started. Okay, we all have the same opportunity. Now, we're in many, many countries, as you know, over 50 countries we can sign up, and they are adding another 8 regions next year. So, UAE will be one of them, Brunei, Sri Lanka, Israel, and some of the African countries, Nigeria, Botswana. I heard that Nigeria is quite big now. Just attending Park Ji-young's meeting last night. So Atomy will continue to grow whether we are part of it or not, but we don't want to get left behind, right? Oh, let's see. Oh, see here, this one? Yeah, this is Dubai. I just realized it's highlighted. And Kuwait used to be right there. Dot. And look how big the world is. Now, this is the closest I got to a real Imperial Master pin. I think it's Master Lee's pin, and I think I took a picture of that. I think, yeah. So this is the pin, as you know, and Imperial Master is the ultimate top that we all want to get to, and we may think, oh, wow, it's such a long way to get to, but anything is possible, and there is no time limit. Okay, we can all be Imperial Masters, and we have to actually think about it, otherwise it will never happen, right? So ta-da! One of my members actually did this. She did the Photoshop. This is like almost 3 years ago actually, and she did this and sent it to me, and I thought, oh my God, I love it. So I kept it, and this is actually the fourth Imperial Master Kim Hyun-suk, the lady, and that was when she was wearing that dress, and my friend actually just Photoshop and put my head there. That looks a bit funny, but this looks almost real. So you got to visualize where you want to be, right? So let's see. Okay, so I will finish up, and really what I wanted to share with you is, what you do may temporarily see no success, but don't be discouraged that you don't have the growth, because you just can't see what's happening, and the root is growing where beneath the soil. But this is what we need to go through to have the strong foundation, right? So you don't want to give up. This I'm sure some of you have seen this. I've seen this long, long time ago, many, many times. And how true is that? When you're being swallowed, you just don't let go. You can still survive. So with Atomy, as long as you don't give up, you keep going, and you have the core and have that foundation built within yourself, and with your team having the consumer base, that is the most important, and it will grow. So life is things happen to all of us every day. Life is 10% what happens, but it's how you reacted to it. How you react to the same situation can give you different results. So 90% of what we do is really what counts. Okay, and that goes with the positive expectation principle, which is more you think, the more you expect something positive to happen to you, the more likely it will happen. Okay, and it's the law of averages also. More people that you talk to, you will get the success, and you don't need a lot of people. You just need one or two or three good people, and it will just duplicate from there. So thank you for listening, and I'll just stop this sharing, and I just wanted to see you. See if I can go to the gallery. Yeah, I can see you. So I really hope that you think positive. I mean, I'm sure you hear it all the time, but it's the little things that you do every day. It's going to make a difference. And keep dreaming, right? Just have it in your head instead of worries. Something positive, what you want, see yourself actually achieving, see yourself being somewhere that you want to be, with people that you want to be. And I really hope that oh, I could do this. Gina, you look so cute. Is that you, Gina? Okay, so I'm going to stop talking, guys, because I want to introduce you to some of my very special partners. As I mentioned, Gina is really the person who started. Getting emotional. Okay, can we get Gina? Can you unmic? Do the yeah, maybe if we can allow everyone to unmic, unmute. I'd like to introduce Gina to share. I'd like to introduce everyone to know who Gina is.
Gina, can you raise your
Gina,
hand so I can see
yep.
you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Gina Ryu.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, now I try to unmute and then it's finally working. Hi, this is Gina Liu from Australia, Melbourne. A Star Master achieved year 2018 when launching in Australia. There's a few of faces are very familiar here, and thank you for inviting me, especially Ju. And I can see that her presentation today is very impressive. The history of herself, how she really come up, kind of get to know Atomy, and since that, what actually delivered herself up to now, and this is giving a lot of inspiration to those who are attending this meeting. So I myself, get really inspired today, and I just looking at, I'm just thinking back how we started in Australia. I can say we started, not that I only started. So this actually opportunity is expression of the how she started, how she really confirmed herself with the persistency, and then she's still going for Atomy business. Yes, there are a lot of values in Atomy more than financial, achievement. It's a lot of, we learned a lot from this Atomy, because Atomy wasn't that really perfect, a platform was perfect, but it's just unlike other business. Atomy is not a perfect module, perfect for not for everyone, but we got to know this one. We got every hurdles when we try to achieve something. Whether we want to keep saying that, or it's going to be difficult, or it's going to be too hard for me, or it's not for me. If we questioning all the time, you are, even myself, we really wasting of our time here. Instead, what we do, we have to focus. This is what I'm every single day when I'm giving Zoom meeting, I'm telling to everyone, you want to determine what you want to do it here. To do that, you have to do your own research, and you have to have your decision what you are going to do. And don't look back. We don't see any negative, any hindrance what we do. Instead, we're thinking we have to keep focusing on how we're gonna make it this business with the people, with the relationship, with even that, the building, the way of building and projecting Atomy as well too. I myself, my background is a lot of backgrounds. I started my first career working for airline company. I was a flight attendant for my age from 20 to 25. And from 26 to until 33, I come to Australia. I was working at the business coordinator in Hong Kong Trade Department. So you know that in the Hong Kong Convention Center, holding 3-4 trade shows international trade show every month, and they are kind of having World Trade Center in the world. So I was doing involved a lot of business trading in there. When I came to Australia about 18 years ago, and I immediately started my own business, import business. So I'm very familiar with distributing the product, actual product, and that's why I was doing that for 18 years. Even now, I still own this company. I'm still do trading. About 5 years ago, I get to know, no, the product, I get to know the product a way before. I was using product. So 5 years ago, I realized that we need something, the product like, in Australia. So I was trying to pursue opening in Australia. After 2 years, we finally, year 2018, we had a grand opening, Atomy in Australia. So since that, we have the phenomenal growth as well. So we have, we have so many Sharon's masters, we have so many diamond masters, we have so many hundred of sales masters we have in Australia since then. Atomy, even one thing you gotta know, even you stop, Atomy won't stop. You wanna join Atomy or not is your decision, but Atomy will continuously grow. You wanna join the company who is a continuous grow, or you wanna stop there, you wanna lay back, it is your choice. It's proven that Atomy business works to anyone, but how you make it your own business is you gotta really seriously think about it. You have to really seriously day and night. You need to plan, and you need to you need to consult your sponsor who you trust. Like, when I first time met Sue in Singapore airport, she already switched on. She already wanting to know more about Atomy. So when she started learning, she already got very positive attitude trying to learn about it. So only that we have 2 hours we met. She was transient only a few hours, and I met her probably less than 2 hours in somewhere in a hotel in Singapore. And she convinced already there, and then she back to Kuwait, and she was searching a lot of information. She researched herself, and she made this business her own way. She determined to coming back to Perth to do this Atomy business. That was about 4 years ago already. So with this kind of determinations and pursue, look at her. She owns a center. She's the center manager, and also she achieved the up to like a diamond master, and then she's challenging her Sharon's master very soon. So this is the journey of every, her journeys, but every individual of us, we make our own journey to achieve whatever you have a goal, which is you write it all, you actually write it all your life scenarios. You will have your goal and your journey, which is you can share with others when you want to help those people who want to do Atomy too. So I hope everybody have a success Atomy journey, and wishing you all have a Merry Christmas, and then more kind of a challenging prospectus year next year, 2022, right? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gina's very special to me. Okay, so we've got to go soon, but I'd like to just briefly introduce you to Judy as well, because Judy is a very special partner in Perth, and soon to go sales master. So Judy, are you there?
Hello, everyone. Just very brief because we're running out of time. I just want to quickly introduce myself. I'm Judy. I live in Perth. I was born in Malaysia, and I went to Melbourne to study I lived in Melbourne for about 10 odd years. And during that time, my family, my mum and dad, migrated to Perth with my siblings. I'm one of 6. So, and then when I came to Perth, it was just in transit. I always had plans to go back to Melbourne because that's where I grew up. I went to school there. But then I met my husband, so the rest is history. I'm here in Perth. And just to cut the whole long story short, I'm actually a tax consultant, and I was introduced to Atomy around about June 2018, just before it opened in Australia by a friend, Yoko. And at that time, she introduced to me Hemohim, the product, and I was really interested or curious about the rest of the skincare and other supplements. But I was really more interested in Hemohim. And when she told me about, when she tried to explain to me about the Atomy networking market system, I wasn't really interested because I was involved in Herbalife before, and I was a bit skeptical about network marketing type of business. But she convinced me to join, and I thought, okay, free, no cost. So I thought, okay, there's no harm. I just signed up. But I sat on it for about close to 6 months because I was sort of testing the water, and I was sort of waiting to see if I was going to get bombarded by advertising and all that sort of stuff. But in the meantime, I started to attend meetings, quite regular meetings on a weekly basis, and that's where I first met Ju. She was an inspiration because she did a presentation at one night, and I remember after hearing her speak, I told myself that's the person I want to be like, because she spoke so well, and she had, because I've always admired people who is able to stand up in front of a crowd and speak, because I've always been really shy and an introvert. But when I heard her speak, I was at the stage in my life where I really wanted to try something different. So she's my inspiration, and I'm really fortunate that we've become really good friends. And so so I'm at the moment I'm still busy with my tax consulting little business, but I'm also having my fingers in a lot of different pies. But I'm trying to focus on Atomy, and I've also recently a lot of people tell me I'm a sucker for suffering because I can't help myself. I sign on to a lot of things. I've also taken on a volunteer role as a president of my son's soccer club for the past 2 years, and so I'm in my 3rd year, and that's taking up a bit of time. But it's in doing that I've grown as a person, and I've been able to, with Atomy, being involved in Atomy, I've learned to challenge myself to actually stand up and speak. And I've been able to, for example, speak in this Zoom meeting, and I've also been running committee meetings, meeting people, speaking in front of a crowd of 200-300 people, and that I put it down to my growth journey with Atomy. So, like Gina said, it's not just about financial or monetary reward. It's what I getting most out of from Atomy is the personal growth, and also there's a lot I'd like to share, but I'm conscious of the time, so maybe in a future episode we can do that. So that's me in a nutshell for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. I think yes, we will invite Judy to speak as well, because she's done it at James's presentation, really well. So thank you for sharing. And this is what's so special about Atomy, because you get to meet these, amazing people, form friendships, and that you're going to be spending a lot of time with them, with Atomy, within the Atomy journey. So the last person I'd like to invite is another special person that I met through Atomy, Puechu Tan. Puechu, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, great. Oh, that was spotlight, or how do we do that? Can we
Can
get
you, can
Point
she
Chu?
raise her hand so I can see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Point Chu to do the spotlight.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, she's
Oh,
there.
great. Okay.
Hi.
Point Chu's renovating too, like Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Pui Chu, and I'm one of the partners that Ju brought along to the Korean trip, and I was very thankful for that. I actually joined Atomy towards the end of 2019, and a sponsor actually signed me up, and I did nothing about for 3 months because this same sponsor who signed me up was also my sponsor for the previous MLM, which I for a year, more than a year, I couldn't even earn anything, and I just keep buying and having auto ship and also paying monthly fees. And when she tell me about Atomy, I said, not another one, But when she told me I was away during that time because my daughter had a baby, so I went to Melbourne to help her. I'm actually from Perth. I'm just speaking quickly because of time constraint. And so when I came back from Melbourne in February, I was told that there's this meeting about Korean trip. And Korea is a country that I always wanted to visit. So I said, okay, let's find out what is it about. And it was there I met Ju, and then the rest is history. I made it to sales master in April within 2 months or so, and went to Korea, and I was really in love with Atomy as a company, and the philosophy, the culture, about everything about Atomy, and it's so beautiful. This company is so beautiful. There's no company that actually will give you this kind of incentive and education, and so many things. You see, because in all of us, life do happen, and sometimes you have to pause your business for a while because you have to take care of family commitments and so forth. But with Atomy, you don't have this financial burdens if you just pause, to attend to other things in life. You still, Atomy still wait for you, and when you are ready, you can just charge again. So that I'm very thankful for Atomy. I'm very thankful to Ju. She's been so supportive. She provide great leadership to our team, and she's always there, so I am very thankful for her. Thank you, Ju.
Thank you, Pui Chu. Thank you. These are just a few of my very special partners, and thank you for sharing. So, okay, guys, it's been really lovely, and I really, enjoy sharing and getting to know all of you. So I hope to get to know more of you through our journey together. And I hope you guys all have a great Christmas with your family and loved ones. And we'll see you soon, next week. Right. Great. Okay, then. Have a good evening. Good morning. Bye.
Thank you, Ju. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Love you all.
Thank you,
Bye.
bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Jess.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.